Hi guys, Keto Bandito and Vintage Musketeers here. Um, Coming at you with a couple of tips and tricks and whatnot. I've seen a couple of my friends have had some family members, my hair is kind of crazy, have had some family members make them some masks, and they were posting them and tagging me, which is great. I love seeing them. I love seeing people wear a mask. Because that means you're wearing that for me. And when I wear one, I'm wearing it for you. That is what it, because me wearing a mask, if I have a cold or anything else, I'm not sharing with you. I'm keeping it within my mask for me alone. If you're wearing a mask, you're doing the same thing and you're showing me that I'm wearing a mask for you. So, my thing is, and I'm not picking on anybody. Please don't feel like you're under the wire here. But a few have posted pictures with it going this way and all the pleats are facing up. The only problem with this is, from the research I've done, I'm no expert at all. But I have been making masks since mid-March, and it'll collect the little particles in the pleats if they're going up. And then you'll carry those around with you everywhere you go, and more chances of them coming through the fabric and whatnot. Don't want to do that. We want to wear it with the pleats going down. Okay. So the only thing is a couple of you, the pattern on the mask. Let's see. I had a great one because I had actually sewn this one wrong, and I pulled it out today because I had it sewn where the pleats went the other way, and then this little guy was upside down. And yeah, don't want him upside down. But the cool thing is if he is upside down and somebody says something to you about it, you can tell them, you're closer than 6 feet if you can read that, and you need to back up. But if we're not also fortunate to have some cute little design that's upside down, or it's a universal, such as this one, could be done either way, doesn't matter. It's flowers. It's an either or. And they're reversible if you want to do that, but just make sure the pleats are going down as you wear them. They hook over the ears, simple. Anyway, pleats going down. The other thing I have seen, and I did not grab a t-shirt to show you guys, but I've been seeing people make, out of a t-shirt, you just cut the sleeve and you slip some stuff to do. It's really, really quick. She has over like 1 million watches on her YouTube video making this cute little t-shirt pattern mask. From the research that I have done, I'm learning that's not a good fabric to either keep stuff in or keep anything out. What you want is a good cotton in a really, really tight weave. I have some that the liners are done with like a percale, which is really, really, really tight weave. You still want to be able to breathe through it, which is very important. We don't want to pass out in the produce department because we can't breathe through our mask. Don't use plastic on your head. Polypropylene. Oh, I should have brought one of those bags. Polypropylene, you know, the recyclable bags we've used forever, taking it back to the grocery store and stuff, which they don't really want you doing right now because it's carrying stuff. That is the closest you can get to an N95 mask. Now, I haven't been making mine with the added pockets to add those, but what I suggest you do is cut it out and lay it in here. Cut it out the size of this area so it covers your nose and your mouth, and a little bit further. Put it inside your mask, then put your mask on. So that is the closest you can get to a N95 mask at home. Fabric masks are obviously not going to be as good as an N95. If you have an N95, wear that. Wear this over it. Nobody will know you have an N95 underneath. And honestly, I don't think I'd be caught dead in public with an N95 without it being covered right now, because people are judgmental. They're going to judge you and they're going to be like, you should turn that into the healthcare people. Not knowing your story, not knowing if you just had like, you know, some bone transfer or anything like that, and you're highly probable to catch diseases, and they gave you that mask at the hospital to wear when you go out in public and to reuse and whatnot. So anyway, cover your N95s. These fit. What else was I going to tell you guys? If you are expecting a mask from me and you have not received it, please comment below. Let me know. Tag me up in the Vintage Masketeers Facebook page, because if you haven't received it, there's probably a problem. I've been having major problems with my hair lately. There's probably a problem with the post, because I started sending some things first class, and I only check my mail once a week on Sundays usually, because that means it's been able to sit in there since the delivery on Saturday, and it can give it a 12-hour cool down time from last time anybody else touched it besides me. And I can bring it in and, you know, much safer into my home and into my environment. Anyway, I checked my mail and there was like 3 envelopes of first class return masks to me. I was really upset because a couple of them were meant for ER nurses and they still don't have them, because even after I talked to my postman, he quit picking up my 2-day deliveries on my front porch. So there's that. So if you haven't gotten one, you're expecting a delivery from me, let me know. I kind of have gotten like messed up in my head on where I'm at with a lot of this. I take Sundays off as my break day. I do cooking and baking that day, so I've got food for the week, because I'd like to do really quick dinners and such, and I'm still doing keto. The reason I do keto basically is to keep me off a lot of medications that I've been on. So a lot of you don't know, we're at 6 minutes. I want to keep this really, really quick, but a lot of you don't know I've already had an infectious disease in my life. I had meningococcal meningitis back in 2006. And I also, as a secondary to that, I had HIB2, which is haemophilus influenza of the blood, which is basically a flu in the bloodstream. And I was in a coma for 5.5 days. And after I come out of the coma, then I had seizures, I had grand mal seizures, I had migraines, I had side effects from the medications I was on. I was taking like Depakote, and I had to take Levaquin for like a week after I got out of the hospital to help kill any other infections or bacteria that I still had in my body. The CDC called me at home after I got home because of don't touch your face. I'm bad at that. Anyway, the CDC infectious disease department called me at home because they wanted to know where I'd contracted it. And my doctor, who was an otolaryngologist at UC Davis, believes that my body created it itself because I had an ear infection that had gone untreated and whatnot, and created a hole in my head, and the fluid from my brain went to my ear. So I have a tube in this ear that's it's called a semi-permanent tube. It's been in there for 11 or 12 years now. It's been in there a long time. Anyway, they check it, make sure it's not shifted or adjusted or anything like that. That was put in by the head otolaryngologist at UC Davis in 2008, I think. Anyway, it's just a brief history on my background and, you know, why I do keto so I can stay off all my medications and whatever, and why I'm really particular about this whole COVID-19 coronavirus stay at home. I really, really, really want everybody to stay protected. And also, I've been in quarantine, self-quarantined, since almost February 1st. I've been out just a couple of times, just a handful of times, and several of those times have been just to sit in the car while my mom went in and did things. So my exposure was, don't touch your face. My exposure was basically her going into the store and coming back and being in the car with me. I still wore a mask. I did everything I could. I come home, I wash everything. I bring things into the garage. I disinfect before it comes into the environment. I'm being as safe as I possibly can. I rely on what's called herd vaccinations. So if you're in my crowd of people, I need you to be vaccinated because I cannot get vaccines. They cannot ever guarantee if that HIB is in the vaccines, and they could actually be injecting a disease in me that could kill me. So anyway, I've not had the meningococcal meningitis vaccine because I can't have it, but I can get it again. It's not something, even though it's like a 1 in a million to get it the first time, because I've had it, I can get it again. It's not like the chicken pox. You get it once, you're done, you don't get it again. That's not true. And whenever the vaccines for COVID-19 comes out, guess what? I can't get it. So I rely on everybody around me to be protected for me. And that's the same with the masks. I rely on everybody around me to wear a mask to protect me. I'll wear one to protect you. So anyway, you have a great day. We're going to keep this at 10 minutes. It's already longer than I wanted it to be, but there you go. New mask styles coming at you, new different things. I'll post a picture on the Facebook page. Come see me over at Vintage Masketeers. If you want to follow my food journey, I have a Facebook page for that at Keto Bandito. And I also have an Instagram account I've been doing for quite some time for Keto Bandito. I'm coming up on, I think, 6 years in May. So anyway, doing a bunch of cooking and baking and such yesterday. And stay safe and stay at home. Thanks.